Good morning, traders. It is 13 July 2021. 20 past 6 in the morning, going through the market scan as usual. Um, yeah, the market looked quite good yesterday. I did have a quick gander last evening, just to see how the market performed, and to update my equity curve and the like. Yeah, the market was quite decent yesterday. Portfolio was up. So starting off with ABSA still looking good, touching that 50 period exponential moving average and kind of leaving it behind. We did have that gap in the morning. It didn't. Yeah, it did. I didn't close it entirely, but looking quite strong. After bouncing off that 50 period exponential moving average, looking fairly decent. Um, we could see the stock, if the stock breaks through that 143.22 level, which is the last high close, of the last highest close of that resistance there, which is 143.22. So if we can get a close through that, I'll be adding to the position again. If we can get through 147, I'll add again to the position. African Rainbow, like as I mentioned yesterday, that I'd rather wait for the close through that 267.97 level, as opposed to a much lower level there, or rather at 264. So I'd rather wait for 267. If we can get through 267, I'll add again to my I'll start building the position with a stop loss just below that 200 period exponential moving average. As you can see, a fairly decent head and shoulders pattern there forming on African Rainbow. Still working on that right shoulder. So if we can get through to 67, I'll start building the position with a stop loss just below that right shoulder there. A similar story with Implat. A head and shoulders pattern. So if we can get through 1824, I'll add to the position. Granted, if the risk allows me to do such. But looking fairly good, holding that 200 period exponential moving average. Came bitterly close to stopping me out yesterday, but that's okay. So if we can get back about that 50-day exponential moving average and through that 1824 level, looking to add to the position. Anglo Gold, I'm gonna just skip that. Nothing good is happening there. ABNBF still battling with that 200 period exponential moving average. We did trade below it for a couple of days. Even yesterday, we looked like we were. I'm not sure if it was saved by the bell or really truthfully, it's still struggling with that 200 period exponential moving average. But there's a beautiful head and shoulders pattern there forming on ABNBF. So perhaps if we can get back into that range of 1,001 and change, I'll start building the position from that point on. And ultimately, if we can get through 1074 and again at 1106, I'll be adding up my position at those points there on ABNB. Aspen broke out yesterday, so I did pull my stop to there. It was initially just below those lows there, so I pulled it a little bit to just below that 50 period exponential moving average. Perhaps there is a much better place at 159. But for now, I'm happy with that 125. It's quite a fair distance away. So I'll be adding to my position. Let me just quickly pull up the just to quickly calculate. Just put it there. That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Coming to my risk calculator. In fact, I'm just gonna pull it. Let me just squeeze that a little bit for now. Yeah, I'll pull it to just below that low there. Just below there to 158.85. So let's first quick update that. Was APN. There you go. $158.85, which means I still have a risk of 33.46. So that's the first thing that we must add to the risk calculator. 33.46. 46, and my entry would be 172. Call it 172.60, accounting for slippage. Stop loss at 158.85. That means we supposed to be adding 2.1 shares and rounding it off to 2 shares. As you can see, the risk I could take is 32 Rand. So let me just quickly make a note. Sorry about that. And guys, if my voice sounds weird, I'm coming down with a bit of flu, but it's not too bad. 2.1 with a stop loss of that was a gross miscalculation there. That was a gross miscalculation. 158 rather 0.85. Let me double check if I have it correctly this side as well. Let me do this so I can have a better view. Let me see if I have it correctly on the this side I have it correctly. So we're adding 2.4 instead of 2.1. 2.4 shares of Aspen with a stop loss there at 158.85. Looking quite good. So we'll bring that back in time. So adding 2.4 shares on Aspen. So Astral Food, looking quite good. That doji candle looks like it's holding quite nicely. Just close to that 50 period exponential moving average. So if you can get through that 159.49 level, get back above that level, I'll add to my position, trailing my stop to just below that doji there, and probably just below that 50 period exponential moving average. I'm liking Astral Foods quite a bit at the moment. So moving right along. 50 is below 200, so bottom still waiting for that 107 level, and the stock is still battling with that 50-day exponential moving average. So if we can get through 107, I'll start building the position again. BHP, that symmetrical triangle breakout looking fairly nice. So now if we can get through that 458.20, which is that about that close there, so it's 458.08 rather, so slightly lower, slightly 158. Yeah, there you go. So if we can get through 158.08, let's remove that now. That's no longer needed. So if we can get through 158.08, I'll add to the position and show my stop behind me, probably to just below that resistance turned support. Perhaps the stocks will come back. It will first battle with that 458 level and make a higher low. If it breaks back above that 58 rand level, I'll add to the position and put my stop below that low. If I do get a swing low before breaking out, otherwise I'll just just below that trend line there. Bit copper moving quite swiftly, moving nicely. So I want it back above the 349 level, which is a price level from back. I will last seen this level back in January last year before that COVID crash. So we're quite close to back to the highs of that COVID crash there. So if we can get through that 350 level, I'll add to the position with a stop loss there of 330, looking quite decent. Bidvest holding that 50-day exponential moving average, looking fairly good. So I want it back above that 194 level. If we do, I'll add to the position with a stop loss around that 185 level there. Let me grab some tea. Capitec closing below that 50-day exponential moving average. Looks like it broke the support of that consolidation pattern there. So let's see if we can get a close back above that support there. I'll start building the position again with a stop loss just below the doji there, and ultimately if we can get back above that 50-day exponential moving average. This picture at the minute doesn't look quite good for Capitec. Richmond came quite close to triggering me in, so we are just literally a few cents from that breakout that I was looking for 177, a close above 177.37, so we closed at 177.19. So if you can get back above that 177, what is this? 177.37 level, I will add to the position with a stop loss there at 170, pulling my stop back behind me. Richmond looking quite decent. Clicks. Still battling with that 263. That 263 level proving to be quite some resistance there. So if we can get through it, I'll add to the position with a stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average there. And again, if we can get through 277, I'll add again to the position. Clicks starting to look quite decent. Coronation finally broke. So I'll be I'll take the trade at the open. Let's quickly bring that guy back here. So the entry would be, let's call it 49.90, 47.17. But before we because this one the stop is slightly close, let me just have a quick gander at the ATR just to make sure that we're safe in that regard. I believe that we are, but just to be 100%, you note that on Aspen I didn't, because I did calculate it prior at a lower price, and it was that stop loss was quite decent. So 59. Let's call it 59.80 just to pull that price closer, and 1.1. There's my ATR there. So 47.70 would be a stop loss on below the 2 times ATR range there. So 47.17 is quite good. So I don't have a risk at the moment in this trade. So I'll be buying myself 24.3 shares. With this, excuse me, with a stop loss of 47.17. So I'll be buying myself 24.3 shares on Coronation with a stop loss of 47.17. So let's get back to the charts. Looking fairly decent. There is Coronation. This cam looking strong, looking like it's holding. That support there is holding. So if we can get through 32 rand and some change, I'll start being comfortable again. But I'll only add to this position once my stop loss is back above, or at least at break even. From my last entry. Discovery looks like it's holding that support. Of that ascending uptrend line there, but with a stoppers below the 200 period exponential moving average, I'm not interested at all. Perhaps if we can get back above 132, my interest will rise with that, but for now I am not interested at all with a stock below 200 period exponential moving average. So to start looking quite strong. A decent, almost a bullish engulfing candle, but not. But if we can get through back above 172, I'll trail my stop to 162 without adding to the position until my stop is back above that last entry point there. Exaro looking good. Looking good. With a gap and drive pattern there. So I've turned my stop to 161.96. So if we can get through 182, which would be my where my last entry was, perhaps if we can put it much closer. If we can get through 183.90, I'll add it to the position and trail my stop to 171.69, and pulling my stop to 179.69 reduces that risk to about 0.5%. So I'll start adding to the position. But for now, I pull my stop to just below that 50-day exponential moving average. I'm reducing that risk I have in that position on Exaro. First rand also looking quite strong. So if you can get through that 56.87, I'll add to the position with a stop loss around that 50-day exponential moving average. Liking first rand at the moment. Foschini broke out the other day. Yesterday coming back to test that the top of that symmetrical triangle pattern on the other side. Staying on the right side of that symmetrical triangle pattern. So if we can get through 163, I'll add to the position with a stop loss just below that low there, that last low of the symmetrical triangle pattern at 152, and add to the position on Foschini. Glencore, starting looks like that 50-day exponential moving average is holding quite strongly. So if you can get through that 64 rand level, I can pull my stop to around, to around that level below that low there and below that doji there. So looking quite good, around 60 bucks and some change. If we can get through 64 rand, I'll add to the position and pull my stop there behind me. Goldfields not, let me just quickly, not good. So moving right along. Growth point, it looks like there's quite a bit of selling happening there at that 15 rand 70. At that 50 rand 70 level. So it's literally closed about 3 cents below my. As I was looking for 15.74, it closed above 15.74, closed below by a few cents. To trade above it, it went as high as 1572, a rather at 1612. It went as high as 1612, and yesterday it went as high as 1598. So there's a fair bit of buying happening there, and also there's a fair bit of selling there happening. Looks like these sell buyers and sellers are equal in strength at the moment. So if the buyers win, I'll add to the position. If not, I'll probably get stopped out. My stop is still below that 50-day exponential moving average. If the sellers temporarily win the battle, we could see the stock challenge that 15 rand level. Excuse me, excuse me there for a sec. That's 15 rand level. We could see the stock challenging that 15 rand level before breaking back above that 1574 level. That's of course the buyers win that battle. Gold stocks are looking good, so I'll just skip that as well. Uh, yeah, moving right along. Implants, yeah. In fact, let me just remove all these tools to have a much cleaner chart. We'll bring back as at the right time. So from now on, Impala, I got triggered with that candle day, but proves to be a false break there. So people should start bringing back that 3% breakout rule there, because I'm starting to pick up quite a few false breaks, but that's neither here nor there. We had a bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Looks like we're having a double bottom there, or rather a triple bottom, as it were. So if we can get through 252.42, the 242, 252.55. Just lock it so that I don't have my tatas. So if you can get through 252.55, I'll add to the position with a stop loss there at 229, just below that 50-day exponential moving average, and just below that bullish engulfing candle there. Looking like a recovery is on the way. I did take my profits on Imperial because of that delisting offer. Once that storm is out of the way, perhaps I'll jump back in the trade. But for now, I'm out of the trade until either that delisting happens, or if it doesn't, a clear indication that it doesn't, and see how the price action takes care of that news. At which point I'll jump back into the position. But there's a good chance that this offer will be accepted. Or at least that's the assumption I was working on, that offer is accepted, because I would accept it. Investec, sorry. If you can get through that 57 48 rand level, is it 48? Let's just have a quick gander. 57.47 level. So if you can get through that level, I'm added to the position. Stock showing quite some strength there, moving the past couple of days. So with the stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average, I'll add to the position if we can get through that level. Perhaps, actually, if we can get through 58, that's more 58.04. Just lock that. So if we can get through 58.04, I'll add to the position with the stop loss there at 52 rand 75, looking quite good, just below that 50-day exponential moving average. JSE not very good. Kumba, yowza, I did miss that. So Kumba did close back above what is it? 678, 687, close above that I was looking for. So let me just quickly pull my stop to just below that, those red candles there, to 2632. Let's see. Let me just have a quick gander at the ATR risk. I'm just going to do the calculations off screen, just for less disturbances there. So 691, and with a ATR of 20 rand 20. Yeah, so my stops is it's supposed to be, they're using the twice ATR 650. So suppose there is even better at 639, just below, perhaps, yeah, at 638.83, just below that 50-day exponential moving average there. Hey, but that low of that doji, yeah, let me just put it there. Yeah, just below that low of that doji there, and below that 50-day exponential moving average. So I have entry of 691.10, with a stop loss of 633.16, and a current risk of 39 rand 21, which means I can add another half a share on Kumba. Just make a quick note. 0.5 shares with a stop loss of 633.16. And if we can get through 617, I'll ratchet that stop to just below that doji there. So if you can get through 617, I'll add again to the position with a stop loss there at 657. Looking fairly decent there is Kumba. So I'll be adding that half a share. That I have a share, a trade at the open. 50 is below, so 50 is below 200, so moving right along. Life Healthcare came bitterly close from triggering me into the traders looking for a close above 23.44. It was a few cents away from that, so I don't know if it was saved by the bell or not, but we did have a bullish engulfing candle. That's quite positive. So if we can get through that 23.44 level, perhaps to at the close today, I'll add to the position and move my stop to that 21 rand 77 rand level. Mediclinic below 50 days, so moving below 200 days, so moving right along. Momentum, we had a nice strong break there at momentum. So let's just quickly have calculations there. So 1983, and the ATR is 1 rand, so 1883 is good. So 1840 is good enough. So the stop loss just below those lows there, and just below that 50-day exponential moving average. So let's call it 1985, with a stop loss of 1840. I will be buying myself some 20 shares of, it's actually 19.9, so I'll just round it off to 20 shares of momentum with a stop loss of 1840. Monday came quite close from the breakouts. We did trade above it, but so perhaps tomorrow we will For now, it's just still I'm still waiting. So with a close above that, what is it? Let me just get the exact number. 395.64. If you can get through 395.64, I'll add to the position with a stop loss at 377.43 level. Mr. Price looking quite good. Holding that 50-day exponential moving average, staying above it for the past couple of days since, I suppose, since Friday. Holding it quite nicely. So if you can get through 216.74, I'll jump back into the trade with a stop loss that 202. And again, if you can get through 236, I will again add to the position. MTN, nice bullish engulfing candle there. So I was waiting for a close above 106.17, and we did get that by a few cents, about 5 cents or so. So I did pull my stop to just below the doji there. Perhaps we can pull it slightly a bit higher even, but the doji is quite obvious, so pulling it to 99.10, slightly closer. $99.10. So yeah, just put my stop to that 99.10 level. So if you can get through 108.83, I'll add to the position with a stop loss just below that bullish engulfing candle there around 101.44. Let's just have quickly update the journal. What is this? MTN. Now the stop loss is 99.10, and what does that mean? It means that I am now sitting at a 4%, 3.95% profit on the current position as it is at the moment. So I'll be adding a full 1% trade on this position. Let's just come back to the risk calculator, which means my risk is now plus 2%, as I'm adding a full, so 106, call it 25. So 3 rand, that would, so 106 minus 3 rand, because ATR is about 2.9, so we'll call it 3 rand, will drop us at 100. So 99.10 is more than twice ATR. So 99.10, and I don't have a risk on the trade, so I'll be adding 9.3 shares on MTN with a stop loss of 99.10. Just making a quick note for myself there. Netbank, not very good. Rather multi-choice, not very good. And it looks like we had that death cross yesterday. 50 is now below the 200 day. So let's just move right along. Netbank, I'm still waiting for that 177.67 level. Is it 67? 74. Let's see if, there you go, just lock that in. So if you can get through 177.74, I'll add to the position with a stop loss there at 165.44. Nepiroc looking battling with that 105. So it looks like there's a fair bit of selling happening there. So if you can get through that level, I'll add to the position with the stop loss around that $100 level, just below that bullish engulfing candle there. Yeah, looking quite strong as the Peroc. There's a temptation of just pulling it just below that consolidation there, but just to give it a little bit more room, 190 is good. Netcare waiting for a close through that 1542 level with an initial stop at 1345. Northern, nice bullish engulfing candle there. Came bitterly close from stopping me out yesterday. But a nice bullish engulfing candle. So if we can get through 233, I'll add again to the position. Perhaps rather at if you can get back 237.19, I'll add to the position and show my stop behind me. I don't know where to weigh at the moment. Old Mutual still battling with that 200 period exponential moving average, so we'll just leave it for now. Pipco, so I wanted above that 2191 level. If we can get that close, I'll add to the position and trail my stop to just below those lows there, around 19 Rand and some change. Pick and Pay, so moving right along. Quilter, let's move on. Royal Bafokeng, so if you can get through 108.73, I'll add to the position. Is it 108.73? 76, 3 cents higher. There you go. Let's lock that in and change the color to green for go. So if you can get through 108.76, I'll add to the position with the stop loss just below the lows of that consolidation there. Raynet, 50 is below, so moving right along. Remgro finally closed above. Finally closed above the close of that candle there. At 116.37. So I'll take the trade. So ATR is 2.5, call it 2.5, twice that is 5 Rand. So 111.58 would be a good stop. So my stop is 111.25. So that's good. So 116.60, call it 60, calling for slippage there, with the stop loss of 111.25. I'm gonna buy myself 12.4 shares of Remgro with a stop loss of 111.25. Rand Merchant, nice bullish engulfing candle closing through that 50-day, above that 50-day exponential moving average. But I've been bitten quite some time on that sideways pattern, so I want it above that 33.52 Rand level. So if you can get through 33.52, I will add I'll start buying the share. So now I'm holding the 200-day exponential moving average. So if you can come back above 62.70, I'll start building that position there. So that's not good. Moving right along. Hey, where are you going? That is much better. Sapi breaking up, closing through that 50-day exponential moving average. I don't have a position on. ATR is 140, so about 2.80 Rand. So that's about 39 Rand and some change. Let's just quickly put that in a calculator. Mental math is not working for me. 43.64 with the ATR, call it 1.4. So my recommended stop is at about 40 Rand. So 39 Rand is even better. So I'll put my stop at 39 Rand 28. So 43.65. Stop loss at 39.28. Just below the 200-day as well. There's no risk on the trade, so I'm buying 15.2 shares of SAPI. 15.2 shares with a stop loss of 39.28. Let's look at Sasol. I'm still battling with that 50-day exponential moving average, so we'll come back to it. ShopRite. I'm still building that that handle there. So if you can get through that 162, I'll add to the position with a stop loss there at 152. Sibanye, yeah. So above what is it? 62.98. Is it 62.98? 62.95. So let's pull that slightly lower. 62.95. If you can get through that level, I'll start building the position with a stop loss just below that 200 period exponential moving average, around that 57 rand level. Bank, still looking okay. So staying on the right side of the 50-day exponential moving average, holding that 129 now is support. Did test it yesterday. So if you can get through 139, let's see if it's 139. 139.19. Yeah, it's definitely 139.19. There you go. Let's lock that in. So if you get through that level, I'll add to the position, perhaps with a stop loss of that 130, 180 level. But we'll see how the market moves with it in that regard. SPA, not good, so I'm moving right along. Telkom, nice bullish engulfing candle, holding that 50-day exponential moving average. So if you can get through 46.45, I'll just see if we can. Yeah, there you go. Let's lock that in. So if you can get through 46.45, I'll add to the position with a stop loss just below that 50-period exponential moving average, around 42.82. Tiger Brands holding that 200-day exponential moving average, still battling with it. I want it back above 218. Transaction capital came. Excuse me there. Transaction capital came quite close to stopping me out a couple of days ago. So if you can get through that 38.40, I know it's 38.40. Because I've been waiting for this close above for a while. So if you can get through 38.40, I'll add to the position. I'll be adding to my position because I believe I can pull my stop to that 36 rand. But we'll see how the market looks like, and if I can pull my stop, if I can pull my stop to a decent area. Truett's moving quite nicely. So it's time now to let's have a quick gander at the weekly chart to see what's happening there. So we did break that that neckline there of that head and shoulders pattern on the that looks quite good. Perhaps now the next place is, let's see how it handles that prior yeah, let's see how it handles that level there, which was support. Nice to note that it broke away from the 200 week rather exponential moving average. Or let's see how far that is. So if we can get through 62 74, I could be adding to the position, but for now let me just quickly remove that and see how my boxes looks like, because once I can't pick up an obvious support or resistance, I tend to gravitate back to my boxes. They would in turn guide me to about pretty much the same level that we picked up there. Let's see how that level was taking care of previously. So if you can get through that 63.43 level, as you can see, if you zoom in, yeah, it held as resistance there. Yeah, it's held at support. I'm quite comfortable with that level. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable with that level that the box give me. So if you can get through 63.46, I'll add again to the position and pull my stop behind me accordingly. And looking at these boxes, I can pull my stop to just below the low, just below these lows there, to 52, 54, 82. Yeah, there you go. 54.82, around that 50-day exponential moving average. I'm gonna quick update the journal on Truewoods. There it is there. 54.82. Pulling my risks to a little under 1% on so moving to Vodacom. It looks like it's holding that 200-day exponential moving average, but I wanted above 187. There's too much sideways movement between at the moment on Vodacom. So if we can get through 137, I'll add to the position. Woolies looking quite good. So if you can get through 55.75, I'll add to the position with a stop loss just below that 50-day exponential moving average, and those lows around 52 rand 7 cents. Citrix 40, that looks quite good, closing back above that 50-day exponential moving average. And I think with the top 40 generally, if we look at the index itself, just remove all these tools. With the top 40 generally, if we can get through if we can get back above that 63,000 and some change level, that we very, very good on the stock. So we can get through that level. That's quite decent. And I'm pretty if we can get through, maybe the market will start moving again. But it was expected that after that such a run, some consolidation would occur there. That's it for now. I will do a second video entering the positions later. Yeah, man. Otherwise, guys, stay safe. Still quite hectic out there. I hope your properties isn't damaged, and guys, just stay safe. Then there's still a pandemic. Otherwise, trade well, trade to discipline. These are always fun. Check you again a little bit later. Thanks for hanging with me. Don't remember to join Simon Brown and myself tomorrow on Follow the Trader series. Otherwise, trade well, trade with discipline. Check you next time on the VillageTrader ZA channel.